What's up, crew? And depending on when you're watching this, good morning, good afternoon, or good night. Yeah, I stole that from Jim Carrey and Truman Show, but hey, all great ideas come from. Today is day one of the ketogenic diet. I swear, Dylan loves when I talk to the camera because she laughs and makes all the noises. Today is day one of the ketogenic diet, and intermittent fasting, which means that I am not eating breakfast. My eating window is from 2 p.m. to 8 p.m. and the rest of that is fasting. The only thing I'm allowed to have is coffee with butter or MCT oil, and that's sort of off the bulletproof diet. Whoa, hey, hi, how you doing, son? Thanks for the light. That's just based on the idea from bulletproof coffee. Coffee with butter in the morning and MCT oil maybe during the day helps regulate my energy levels at least, and I've done it before and it feels good, so that's how we're gonna run with it. Some of you might be asking, what is the ketogenic diet? Well, John, why don't you tell them? Originally, this diet was developed for epilepsy and also started helping for diabetics. It then soon hit the fitness world by storm, and it's pretty popular now and was extremely popular not too long ago among all modalities of training. I'm gonna try it out because it sounds like a pretty beneficial diet for me. Basically how the structure works is a high fat, medium protein, and a low carb diet. And the true goal with a ketogenic diet is to replace using carbs as energy for using fat as energy. And for me, I have a lot of fat to burn, and that's one of the benefits to a ketogenic diet is quick weight loss. I will have that eating window, and outside of that window, I'm speeding up ketosis. So what do my macros look like in that case? Whoa, almost lost you guys there. So my macros are gonna be as such, and this is based on something I found on Google that was a top search result and made sense. That sounds really ignorant and stupid of me, but it wasn't so extreme that it, put up any red flags, and it basically had the same principles that I've been reading across all different references that I found. So 50 grams of carbs, which is sort of a standard number. If you want to do it too, and you see this video and you think I want to do the ketogenic diet, I based my percentages off bodybuilding.com. They have a recommended macros for ketogenic diet, and yeah, that's it. So for me, my carbs are 50 grams, my protein is 200 grams, which is 800 calories, and then 244 grams of fat is 2200 calories. That's basically the highest portion of the entire diet. Those are about mid-range from the sort of percentage from what to what, but that equals 3200 calories for my diet, and that's based on what bodybuilding.com sort of broke out for me if I want to lose weight. So, and that's the end of the explanation. I'm doing a little bit of mobility while I try to get Dylan to nap. Hey, the eagle has landed. Dylan is asleep. I've got so many different things that I need to get done today. So that GPS mount, I'm going to drill the quick release plate on it with a little spacer underneath so I can still use that knob, and hopefully that fixes the issue of it sort of tilting and rolling. But otherwise, I'm super stoked to use that in the car. It's gonna be such a better angle instead of sticking the Gorilla Pod into the cup holder. I need to edit some video for SPS Gym. I still haven't really done anything from the rite of passage and need to get that done. We hit the WOD later, so we'll see what's next. So the project, here's the GPS thing. It sits on the dashboard. It doesn't move side to side. But right now, when the camera sits on it, it slides around here, and the lens stays pretty good. And then there's also space between the camera and the sidewalls, so it has an opportunity to move side to side or roll. So I'm trying to fix all of that. I have a solution for that, but I think it's in Dylan's closet for some reason. This is super, super sticky. Oh man. It ain't going nowheres. I want to go around the block right now and test this out because it feels super stable on here, but of course we have to test it like going around a corner and hitting a dip, but Oh man. See, the foam is just so grippy. It's like, it's perfect. It doesn't, like, it's not going anywhere. Look at that. Oh, it's so good. It's a perfect angle, and at least until I hit a big dip, it looks like it's pretty stable. The only problem is there's definitely not enough room for this big, huge mic that I decided to get, and I'll probably have to do this, which is totally fine. Like, I'll find a way to make sure that doesn't move too, but then I can go whoop even further back. Card ran out of space while I was doing the little spiel in the car. I swear, every time I do this with Dylan next to me, she's just like staring at me, making crazy faces. It is 2 p.m., which means it is meal number 1 time. I'm gonna keep it simple for myself today and not have to alter what I got from Organic Kitchen too much. It's meatloaf with asparagus on the side, and I think that's probably ketchup on the top. So that might be a little bit high in calories, but actually let's pull out some ketchup right now and see what's up. So ketchup, at least the Heinz variety. And this is, oh, what? Heinz has a sriracha ketchup? Well, let's see, total carbs 5 grams per 1 tablespoon. I'd say that's just about a tablespoon, maybe a little less. So this is actually fine for me. And then the asparagus, I guarantee has less than 10 for sure. So I'm probably right on track with what's in here. And I think he kept the meatloaf pretty basic. So I probably don't have a lot of carbs in the meatloaf itself. So let's warm it up and enjoy ourselves a little organic lunch. Also, my plan is to have breakfast right now. So I didn't go to the store and grab eggs. I do have bacon in the fridge, and I'm gonna get some blueberries, some goat cheese, and a couple other things to get my macros in check. Today, I guess I'm just gonna have 2 Organic Kitchen meals. For the most part, I'll probably be having 1 or 2 a day. On a typical day, probably 1 Organic Kitchen meal per day. And I'll cook breakfast at 2 p.m., eat lunch around 4 p.m. depending on the day, and then eat dinner around 7 p.m. depending on the day also. And then, like I said, cap it off at 8 p.m. No more food after that point. I'll probably also have another coffee. That'll be number 3 for the day with some MCT oil. But I might actually just have black coffee by itself. That'll be my pre-workout for the most part. Also, my macros are figured out, but I'm not going to really focus too hard on making sure they're 100% correct this week. I'm just gonna sort of make sure my carbs are low, make sure my protein is good, and make sure I eat enough fat. So like this probably isn't gonna be enough fat, but I'll grab a handful of nuts. Dirty jokes. You know, I really hate when I talk a whole ton and realize that the mic was not on. It's almost 3 minutes of talking. Mic was not on. Basically what I was saying is I mentioned that I wasn't, what? I mentioned that I wasn't gonna track my macros with all the meals in the day, and I've decided that I'm going to by writing them down and guesstimating based on sort of Google's, the information I can find on Google. Riveting, I know. So interesting. So let's get to the interesting part and actually go to the gym this time. Dang it. I don't really get to test this out that well because I can't keep this light on. Whoa, we are in a weird focus. Things got crazy as usual. Dylan didn't quite wake up in time, so I didn't make the 5:30 class. So now I'm heading towards the 6:30 class. All right, enough talking. Time to work out. Let's do this.
Wait, what damper do you guys like?
I'm an 8.
15-minute AMRAP. You're going to be adding your reps on the Sumo Deadlift high pulls and the wall balls. Begin.
Thanks for watching today's episode. I'm super excited to bring creative back to my videos. It should be pretty, I'm speaking for tomorrow's editing. It should be really cool, depending on the timing and how much time I give myself to do it. It should be really fun. First day of the ketogenic diet's over. I'd say it was successful. I think I was low on my protein and low on my fat, but hit carbs perfectly. Obviously found out quickly that the carbs are going to be pretty easy to hit. They're actually going to be hard to keep at 50, since 50 grams is literally like the tiniest little amount of food. Anyways, if you're new, hit that subscribe button, join the journey. I'm going to set the milestone right now to be at 265 by New Year's, which gives me about a month and a week. I'm at probably about 280 right now. We'll weigh in tomorrow and we'll start that sort of goal now. It won't be a series. I don't think I'm going to do a series until the Open. The next series will be the CrossFit Open. For now, it'll just be milestones. I'm working towards 265 as my weight. But yeah, until then, I'll see you tomorrow, crew. You know, I'm just snacking on some nut meats. Who at Trader Joe's decided it was a good idea to call their pistachios nut meats? That's just weird. Just weird, but so tasty.